Hey folks, Troubletcat here recording for the Zombie Arcade, and you're watching Meet the Weapon, finally, for the Mk.11 Mod.0, the first of the recon guns, and we're seeing it here with the default attachment loadout of an 8x scope and nothing else. You can see I'm using an M9 suppressed for my pistol. I've been liking the M9 lately, and you're going to see why quite a bit in this video. I want to talk about, in this video, quite a bit, actually, about playing recon in general, since recon is a pretty controversial class, and this is the first video I'm doing for Meet the Weapon with recon guns, so I'm going to talk a bit about that, but of course, the first thing I want to talk about is the Mk.11 Mod.0 in real life. So the Mk.11 Mod.0 is essentially the U.S. military designation for the SR-25 rifle, which is Stoner Rifle Model 25. So this gun was designed by Eugene Stoner and is manufactured by Knight's Armament from the early 90s onwards. There are some minor differences between the SR-25 and the Mk.11 Mod.0, primarily the addition of a quick mount for a silencer, but there's also some other differences to bring it up to military specifications. But in essence, the Mk.11 Mod.0 is the AR-15 design, which the M16 is also based on, scaled up to fire 7.62 by 51mm NATO ammunition semi-automatically for use as a marksman rifle. So many of the parts of this gun, about 60% actually, are interchangeable with AR-15s and M16s. The Mk.11 Mod.0 is currently in use both by the U.S. Marine Corps and the U.S. Army, as well as being used by a few other countries by police and military units. And, I mean, there's other variations on this rifle as well, such as the XM-1110. I had to think about it for a bit, which is another sort of variation on this weapon that's used by the U.S. military. The weapon features a 20-inch barrel, rail accessory system, and is normally, the Mk.11 Mod.0 package anyway, is normally issued with 20-round box magazines, although the 10-round magazines we see in BF3 are also sometimes used, a rifle scope, a bipod, a sound suppressor, and backup iron sights. The manufacturer claims that the weapon is capable of accurate and rapid fire in the field at ranges of 600 meters or further, which is it's pretty dope, actually. In the U.S. Army, this gun is kind of replacing the M24, which was a bolt-action rifle used by U.S. Army snipers, and there were some concerns about this weapon's accuracy comparatively, but the manufacturer essentially says, no, it's pretty fucking accurate, dudes. In the game, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of any of the semi-auto sniper rifles in the game. And the reason for that is that they're sniper rifles and you sometimes need 2 headshots to kill people. And that kind of bugs me. I understand, like, I don't really mind so much that the assault rifles and stuff like that take multiple headshots. But I feel like if something's a sniper rifle, it should kill in 1 headshot, even if it's, you know, semi-auto lower damage. I guess they needed to do that because otherwise the semi-autos would just outclass the bolt actions enormously in pretty much every single way if they killed in 1 shot to the head, same as the bolt actions do. But it makes them something that I don't enjoy using that much, with the exception of you'll see some loadouts that I do like for them. But I mean, with this standard kind of 8x scope loadout, I'm not a fan. Yeah, I mean, it's not actually true that I don't like them, I guess. You can rock out, I'll show you some attachment loadouts you can rock out with them that make them quite usable, actually. In the other videos for these semi-automatic weapons, there's this and the SVD Dragunov, the SKS, the QB B88, and we've got the QBU88, the Type 88 sniper, and the EMR, M39 EMR. I'll show you some good loadouts for those that you do make them pretty usable, but as a general rule of thumb, I prefer bolt actions. But what I wanted to talk about a lot in this video, this is a long game, by the way, about half an hour long, which is, I cut it down pretty extensively. What I wanted to talk about in this video is playing recon without being a total asshole, basically, or playing recon in a way that is helpful to your team, supportive to your team. I mention as I go on a horrible death streak of being killed by vehicles, and I think I'm about to get stabbed in the back here. Because recon players have this reputation, this often, you see there I shot him twice in the head to kill him, this often deserved reputation of being people who sit at the back, who never go for objectives, who don't contribute enough to the team, and who are kind of jerks. They have this reputation, and it's deserved in a way, because a lot of people do play the class in a way where they sit on a hill somewhere at the back, they never go for objectives, they don't help their team, but I want to tell you guys, that's not the only way to play this class, and I'm not even talking about, you know, playing the class with a run-and-gun loadout, like some people do, which is a fun way to play the class too. What I'm talking about is you can play the class in a way where you are taking advantage of your ability to have long-range fire, long-range capabilities, and you're actually using, you know, your sniper rifle as a sniper rifle on occasions. and you are still somebody who's capturing objectives, who's actually getting a lot of kills, and who's contributing a lot to their team. In this game, I went 33 for 9. I had the highest score on the winning team. I captured a lot of objectives, and I was running an 8x scope on my sniper rifle and using it as such. And basically, what you gotta do is... There's a few things I want to talk about, actually, because this was a really successful game, and I want to mention a few things, for example, about situational awareness. What you gotta do, though, is you have to be mobile, you have to be trying to move up on objectives and suppress the enemy team and attack people. Nonetheless, you can't be sitting on a hill somewhere, but you do still want to be aware that your weapon is more focused towards a long-range engagement. So you can see here that I'm trying to push up on this next objective, and I'm also, engaging people at a distance. I'm not, just charging straight in, but I am putting pressure on an objective. I'm moving towards an objective, and I'm making use of my rifle to provide some long-range fire. Aside from that, one of the really useful things about the Recon class is you've got a spawn beacon, which you saw I used earlier on to get a spawn point down near an objective that we didn't have in a concealed location, allowing me and anyone in my squad, although in this case there wasn't that many people in my squad, to spawn in a flanking position on an objective to attack it more effectively. And aside from that, you've got this little doozy called the Tugs that is a fantastically useful gadget, and strangely enough, I don't see that many people using the Tugs, but I gotta tell you, that thing is a lifesaver. You'll see a lot of footage up here where I'm running around in these crates, in these shipping containers, and I've got my Tugs down, and as a result, I'm pretty much always able to get the drop on people in these tight quarters and hold down objectives because I've got superior situational awareness thanks to that motion sensor lighting up the enemies on my radar. And that's something that, as a Recon player, you should be thinking about, is how can you get the best situational awareness for yourself and your team members. That's essentially what the role of Recon should be, right? I mean, it's pretty much in the name. It should be about being able to win by having superior situational awareness, and in some situations, yeah, you're going to be supporting with long-range fire. At the same time, your job is also, as a spotter at those kinds of distances, to be alert, to be the guy who is watching the horizon. And don't be afraid to use your pistol, by the way. You'll see a lot. About half my kills, 33 kills in this game, were actually with this M9 suppressed. And you gotta be not afraid to get in there and get dirty with your pistol if the situation calls for it as well. I don't know. I guess what I would say is a lot of Recon players seem to park themselves on a hill somewhere, call themselves a long-range sniper, and then proceed to get like 3 kills and 10 deaths and not capture any objectives. And that's... I mean, hell, it's all in the numbers. You're not capping objectives, you're not getting enough kills, that's not an effective way to play. It's that simple. And I mean, if you're very, very, very good at extreme long ranges, then yes, you can get away with that. But you have to be the kind of guy who's getting, ratios of like 30 for 2, who's capping at the back and suppressing an enemy team really, really effectively with that long-range fire. And not many people can do that effectively. And in fact, there's not many situations in the game, not many places in the game in which that can truly be effective. For the most part, you're going to be a lot better off if you're doing what I'm doing here, which is, moving around pretty cautiously, making sure I'm checking my corners, and trying to get up on the objectives and actually support my team in close. Just because you've got a sniper rifle, it doesn't mean that you want to be off on a hill somewhere, off away in the fields. It's not what it's about. It's not at all. And, I do get really frustrated with people who play that way because it stagnates things. And that guy was a damn good shot, I'm not going to lie. He got that headshot on me really quick. He's killed me a couple times with some pretty good good shots with that M48-5. Again, you'll notice that dude was not enormously far away from the objective. Once again, apparently those weren't headshots, strangely enough. I guess I hit him in the upper chest. Anyway. But yeah, you can see here, I'm on an objective. One of the good things about Recon is that it's actually a really effective class when you're by yourself. It's actually a really good lone wolf class, not because you can sit on a hill somewhere by yourself and claim to be helping. It's a good lone wolf class because you've got a spawn beacon to get you back in the fight quickly. You've got a Tugs so that you can essentially have the situational awareness of 3 or 4 people by yourself. You can have that augmented situational awareness and therefore a higher ability to defend yourself when you're capping an objective or something like this. And you've got a weapon that is effective out to a long range, so you can engage people before they even get near you, for one thing. And secondly, you've got a pistol if they happen to get close. And people, the pistols in this game are effective. People tend to undervalue them. Sadly, a little bit too slow to save that guy now. I watched him die! Yeah, I don't know. I know it seems like I'm ranting a lot, but this isn't even fair. I actually shot this guy. What's happening here is he was crouched on the other side of the shipping container, and his like ass and his foot and part of his leg were sticking through the wall, and I shot him. I shot the part of his body that was quipping through the wall. You can do that in this game, by the way. It's pretty funny. If you see like legs sticking through a wall or something, absolutely go to town on those things. You will kill the guy. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I know I'm sort of ranting on a lot about the Recon class in general, as opposed to talking more specifically about this game or about the rifle and stuff like that in this video. And that's just because, as I said, it's one of these controversial classes, and it's a class that I see a lot of people playing it in a way that really, really frustrates me. I guess, I don't know, I could, you know, theorize about why that is. There's all this sort of heroism and glorification built up around the idea of like a true sniper dealing death, deciding who lives and dies from a mile away, reaching out and touching people, and all this bullcrap. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's just not an effective way to play the game. And aside from that, what is far more badass, in my opinion, is the kind of stuff you see me doing in this game. I mean, I don't normally like playing Recon, I'll be completely honest. I generally prefer having assault rifle, because I feel like they're a little bit more versatile. But, a lot more versatile, in fact. But I felt like $1,000,000 after this game. I felt like a total badass. And it wasn't because I was on some hill really far away, occasionally getting a gigantic marksman bonus. It was because I was in the fight, because I was, you know, using my situational awareness to my advantage, pressing the advantage of my weapon at long range, and I don't know, it just... It's a way to play that, to me, is about 1,000 times more badass than camping on a hill somewhere. I mean, to me, that's... cowardice. This is how I play Recon, if any of you were wondering. This video is a pretty good example of it. You know, I haven't really done any videos so far where I've played Recon at any point, and I guess people, you know, if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that the Assault Kit and the Engineer Kit are generally my favorites. I play support here and there, but normally I prefer the Assault Kit above everything else. But I do play Recon. Man, most of the deaths I had in this game, I feel like, anyway, I don't know, maybe it's me making excuses for my dodgy play, but I feel like with bad luck, like getting dumped on by LAVs and helicopters where I couldn't really do anything, or like guy coming up behind me and stabbing me when I had no way of knowing he was there. Again, I mean, in that case, better situational awareness would have saved me. With the vehicle stuff, there's not a whole lot I could have done. Like in there, for example, I didn't look left, I didn't check properly if there was a guy there. You know, my bad, but... oh, these things happen. Holy crap, did that guy have 72 M4A1 service stars? That is a lot of service stars for a single gun. Anyway, I guess he was Colonel rank 100, max rank. Anyway, yeah, so, those of you who hate on Recon players universally, I do think it's possible to play Recon without being a douchebag. I think I demonstrated it in this video, in this game. I captured a lot of objectives, I killed a lot of people, I helped my team out, but, it is true that a lot of people play it in a way that I don't support. So, you know, you're not going to see in this series of Recon videos from me. You're not, because this is about, series is about effective attachment loadouts that I think are cool, that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, what you're going to see is, I will at some point show you a bipod on a 12x scope, and show you that style of gameplay. But I'll probably only do it once. You know, there's a bunch of bolt-action rifles. I'll probably show you that on the M98B, since it's the best for that playstyle. And, well, that's debatable, actually. The L96 might be better. Anyway, I'll probably only do that once, because that's not the kind of loadout I like to run, and I don't feel that it is generally... I mean, it's not always the worst way to play, but I feel like it's normally far from being the most effective, the best loadout. And, oh, and by the way, hopefully these videos will come out pretty regularly. Hopefully. I had a lot of fun, actually, today, well, yesterday when I got this game and stuff like that, which made me a bit more motivated. And I've been feeling really bad about the fact that I haven't uploaded many videos in, like, over a week. As I said, you know, I've just been busy with university and stuff. If you didn't watch my webcam video and stuff like that, and my other videos lately, basically I just got really busy with university, but that's cleared up a bit more now. And, you know, I was having some other issues as well that have mostly resolved, so these should come out pretty quickly, these Recon videos, hopefully. It's a little bit hit or miss. Like, getting gameplay like this is tricky. I have to be in the right mindset. Basically, to play in this kind of way, you have to be... I wouldn't say... It's not like you have to be having a really, really good day or anything like that, but you have to be very alert, because you have to be paying a lot of attention to your mini-map, to sound, to all this stuff that gives you a better situational awareness of the enemy, and that's sort of the only way you can pull this off, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the stuff you see in this video where I'm like running around with this guy, I have a lot better situational awareness than this guy. He did notice I was behind him and tried to take me out, but the damage was done. By the way, if you feel like pistols are weak, you are wrong. I'm running the suppressor on the M9 here to keep me off the radar. That guy did get the drop on me really severely. Not going to lie. Anyway, that's this game, folks. I think I covered the topic pretty well. You're going to see a lot more of these recon videos from me coming soon. We'll talk about different loadouts for the weapons, of course, and a little bit more about playing the recon kit in different ways, because that's not the only way to play it. And here are my stats, for those of you who are interested in that kind of stuff. I don't know, I let this all run. I normally skip through these ribbons, but I let it all run, because I was feeling super pumped about how well that game went. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Kick some ass, own some noobs. That's how you would feel after a game of BF3, and I don't think I've ever gotten that from camping on a hill somewhere. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, Troubletcat out.